Hey, what's up, everybody? Joey G at you for this Raw preview and a little bit more about branching out and everything. Won't keep you guys long, but what's going on? Joey G, very nice here, sunny in Philadelphia tonight, getting ready from Raw in about an hour from Austin, Texas. What's going to happen on Raw tonight? And a lot, Sheamus, of course, is going to be there. And the setup for Extreme Rules, Seth Rollins and Randy Orton. It's either going to be a cage match or an Extreme Rules match. Personally, I would like to see it in an Extreme Rules match. This is an Extreme Rules. Randy Orton and Seth Rollins. If you remember, Randy Orton never got his rematch from WrestleMania 30, and he didn't even lose the belt. Batista's the one who tapped. You all remember. Ain't that weird? 2 years in a row, the champion didn't get pinned. Think about that. WrestleMania 30 was Batista who tapped, and this year it was Seth Rollins who cashed in and pinned the challenger, Roman Reigns, who was already got the shit kicked out of him by Brock Lesnar. But what's up, everybody? Shout outs to my cousin Mikey Noor. What's going on, cousin? Just chilling. You know how it is, brother. Trying to keep it real. 97 The Fanatic. John and Sean, what's up? It's Joey G. Catch me live April the 26th. Live. Doing play-by-play with Extreme Rules. Yeah, Joey G live. No interruptions. Just me, Joey G. But also, I want to get to the point where I am branching out. And, I love wrestling. And I eat shit, piss it, wrestling is my life. I love wrestling. I've always have. Anybody who knows me, always known I've been a wrestling fan, but I never was a Hulkamaniac. Even as a kid. Even the people that know me as a kid, I wasn't a Hulkamaniac. I always liked the heels. The bad guys. And everybody used to say, Joe, why do you like the bad guys? Why? Because the bad guys make it. If there wasn't a good guy, there'd be nobody to cheer for. If there wasn't a bad guy, you wouldn't have a good guy to cheer for. That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? A little burnout. But that's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? So, the bad guys made it. Anybody can go out there and be a good guy and say, you can't see me. Or, brother, oh yeah. But the Macho Man did that as a heel. That's why the Macho Man was so good. That's why the Macho Man and Shawn Michaels are tied for the greatest wrestler ever, because the Macho Man was just the man. And I don't know if him and Hogan ever reconciled. That's why I'm all over the place. I'm talking about different things. But I want to get into next year's WrestleMania real quick. But the reason, the Macho Man was so good, you know what I mean? He could be a heel like that, and he could be a face like that, and you loved him. He was just the man. I was surprised, though, the Macho Man, because I've known his whole career when he joined the NWO. That was wow. I don't know why he did, because he could have, you know what I mean? Because remember 97, and I still say 1997 was the greatest year in professional wrestling. And even though I'm WWE all the way, I mean, I like WCW, but I like WCW back. I'll be honest with you, I like WCW when Flair was here in WWE. I liked it when Paul Heyman had the Dangerous Alliance. Y'all remember that? Arn Anderson, Bobby Eaton, Larry Zbyszko, Rick Rude, and Stunning Steve Austin, Medusa, and Paul Heyman running the show. It was great. That was great TV. Luger was doing the WBF up here in the WWE. That's when I think WCW was at its best. When Ron Simmons beat Vader at the Baltimore Arena, became the first African American champion ever. That was when, personally, my opinion, when I growing up as a kid, that I thought wrestling was at its best. And Flair back in the late 80s in the NWA / WCW was great too. Steel cage matches against Ronnie Garvin at Starrcade 87, matches against Dusty. I mean, I was into the NWA and World Class before I was in the WWE and the AWA before I got into WWE. Watching Hulk Hogan and Rowdy Piper got me into the WWE. I was into Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, you know what I mean? Tully Blanchard. Roddy Piper in the NWA, Greg Valentine in the NWA, and then started seeing what Vince McMahon was building. You know what I mean? I was a little kid, and I was like, wait a minute. Then it came out with the cartoon, and I just got hooked on WWE. But, like I said, I'm branching out. And if you're into organized crime, I'm a big mafioso lover. You know what I mean? All the five families, Genovese, Lucchese, you know what I mean? Bonanno, Gambino. What is it? Lucchese, Genovese, Gambino, Bonanno, and Colombo. The five families, and the Cavalcanti, the real Sopranos in Jersey. Organized crime, I'm going to be talking about a lot more. Politics, I'm very big on politics. No, I do not like our president. That's just, that's for another day, another discussion. But our president, you suck. Obama, I was about to call him Osama because you can't it's so hard to regulate the names. They sound exactly alike. So, you know, I mean, that's just telling you what I think about President Obama, okay? But we can go on about, I mean, anything, sports. But I will always, my base of my show, the Joey G Show, the entertainment version of this, bring it all in. Take a big huff of it like it's a big joint. And it's going to get you nice and high because I'm not going anywhere. You can leave any comment you want and try to put me down and think I'm going to sit down and cry in the corner about it, because I don't. I'm the guy who makes people cry. I'm the guy. You want to throw rocks at a guy who's got a machine gun mouth? For real. Because I keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Real. Real as can be. But I'm not going to get on all that other stuff. But there are going to be shows in here when I'm talking about strictly organized crime. You know what I mean? Strictly politics. What went on in the world today? If something tragic happened or something big happened. You know what I mean? Talking about basketball, football, whatever. By the way, this is 2-3 weeks old. The Eagles got Sam Bradford as their quarterback from St. Louis Rams. Why? I don't know. Sam, I'm in Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the link's right down the street, just like the Wells Fargo Center is. Sam Bradford, I hope you're healthy and you can do something for the Eagles this year, because we got rid of Nick Foles and I don't know why. But talking of getting back into wrestling real quick. WrestleMania 32, as they're saying, they're going to treat every match next year at WrestleMania. Remember, they got to sell over to break the Pontiac Silverdome's record. It was 93,000 and something, I forget. They're going to break the all-time attendance record at next year's WrestleMania. That's what they're saying. It's going to be 95,000 or plus. It's not going to break of course, it's not going to, the indoor attendance record's broke, but it's going to break the all-time attendance record for WrestleMania. And maybe any sporting event if they get over 98,000 people. So, no, if they get over 100,000, which they might. It's in that new gigantic stadium in Dallas, Texas, where the Cowboys play, AT&T Stadium. Right in Arlington, Texas, right near Dallas. But the matches, definitely, everybody's saying Rock and Brock. That's not happening. It's Rock and Triple H. They've been building it up since The Rock returned in Brooklyn back in October. And when SmackDown went back to Thursdays, when him and Triple H were going at in the back, and The Rock even said it doesn't have to be this year at WrestleMania, because they already knew Triple H was fighting Sting. The Rock said it doesn't have to be this year at WrestleMania. It could be next year at WrestleMania, or the WrestleMania without that, or after that. The Rock will leave you laying on your candy ass. Then, you know, the thing this year at WrestleMania, where, you know, Stephanie slapped The Rock, Ronda Rousey came up, and she gave Stephanie the big armbar and did nothing. Like, what the hell? That was a bad part of WrestleMania. All in all, like I said, I wasn't a big fan of this year's WrestleMania. If it wasn't for the main event and the Seth Rollins cash-in, this WrestleMania sucked. It really sucked. Roman Reigns, I give it to you. You and Brock Lesnar tore the friggin' house down. Seth Rollins cashing in, that was the catch-up, baby. That was the catch-up on the friggin' on the hot dog, because that's what made it an okay WrestleMania. That's what gave it a 5. Because if that didn't happen, that match, and Seth Rollins cashing in, that WrestleMania would have been, at worst, 10. That would have been like a 9.5. Because that WrestleMania was not that good. It really wasn't. The Sting-Undertaker match, all of it. But next year, getting on to talk about Sting Triple H match, even the Undertaker-Bray Wyatt match, they both were hurt. But Bray Wyatt, I give my props up to him. I don't understand, though, why they would bury Rusev. And people say, oh, they're not buried, they'll be fine. Well, Bray Wyatt, 2 years in a row, lost to Cena and The Undertaker. To me, if you're building up a guy who's going to be the face, and Bray Wyatt can connect with the crowd. You're building up a guy that's going to be like the next cornerstone of the WWE, like The Undertaker was. And 2 years in a row, you got him losing to two top guys? I mean, granted, he gave them both great matches, but he could have. They were supposed to have the Undertaker match and Bray Wyatt match, I heard before WrestleMania, end up in a double DQ, or one of them gets disqualified. If Bray got disqualified or counted out, that would have been cool. It would have made him look stronger. And I could see not having the Undertaker lose, because they are having the Undertaker versus Sting next year at WrestleMania 32. So, I mean, and also Rock Triple H next year. Also, the talk, Batista is returning. And also with that, Seth Rollins will stay champion until July, I'm hearing. And then it's not going to be the pay-per-view in July is not going to be called the Elimination Chamber. But they're going to have an Elimination Chamber match in July at a pay-per-view, whatever the pay-per-view is. Maybe it'll be Money in the Bank. I don't know what it's going to be in July. Battleground again, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be at the Payback. But whatever pay-per-view is in July, Randy Orton's going to win the title. And then at Night of Champions or Judgment, they're going to be calling it Judgment Night or Judgment Day again. But I think they're switching it to say Judgment Night in October. Orton, this is a rumor, will lose it to Batista in a Hell in a Cell match, setting up with Lesnar or Ryback, one of them two, winning the Royal Rumble next year, if not both falling out at the same time, to make it Batista versus Lesnar versus Ryback in the main event of WrestleMania next year for the world title. That wouldn't be a bad three-way. I mean, you're talking about Batista, Ryback, and Lesnar. And if not that, just Batista and Lesnar. I mean, I know Ryback's getting that push. They are giving Ryback that push. Also, hinting around, Dean Ambrose is turning heel. Rumored, another rumor. Remember, just like Sean's you say and all the other websites. I'm just reporting rumors I heard. The Shield getting back together, but not in the gay-ass cop uniforms, just as they're dressed now. They'll still be called the Shield. You know what I mean? Did you ever see Evolution all wearing the same outfits? No. In the beginning, the Shield had to do that. You know what I mean? But the rumor is Dean Ambrose is going heel. Seth Rollins already is heel, even though he gets cheered a lot. You know what I mean? Because he is the best. He is the best wrestler in the world. We talk about now in the current. Right now in the current wrestling world, Seth is the best. Seth Rollins is the best. But next year's and Dean Ambrose, you can tell he's on a losing streak. And I heard the storyline's going to be he's going to get sick of losing. And possibly the feud he's going to go into is going to be with John Cena. He's going to cost John Cena the United States title. I don't know if it's going to be at Extreme Rules or Payback or on Raw or on SmackDown, but this is what I'm hearing. And with the boos with Roman, I think the money is turn Roman heel and put the Shield back together. Not saying put them with the Authority, maybe put them with the Authority, or is it they have an understanding with the Authority. I think that's where the money is, putting the Shield back together, but just how they are. You know what I mean? All for one. You know what I mean? Let each of them have a title. One has the Intercontinental title, one has the U.S. title, one has the World title. Or one has the Intercontinental title or the U.S. title, and two of them have the tag titles. You know what I mean? The Shield is a force. They should have never broke the Shield up to begin with, but it's good because they branched out. I'm a Dean Ambrose guy and a Seth Rollins guy. I'm not a Roman Reigns guy. Like I said, I was glad he won the Royal Rumble only because I didn't want Daniel Bryan. You know what I mean? That's the only reason. And I would have been happy if Fandango would have won the Royal Rumble. I would have been happy with Bubba Ray coming back, even though he got degraded from being Bully Ray, the top guy in TNA, to back the gay-ass Bubba Ray when I used to watch him down the ECW arena in 96, 95. But I would have been happy with him winning it. I would have been happy with DDP Yoga winning it. I would have been happy with Curtis Axel winning it. Anybody but the GOAT. The fake-ass Intercontinental Champion. But Dean Ambrose is the man. He's the future. I mean, next year's WrestleMania is going to be unbelievable. The match is at their HBK, Daniel Bryan next year. I mean, it's just a rumor. Stone Cold's definitely going to wrestle next year at WrestleMania 32. I mean, it's been rumored that if that match is pitched at CM Punk would return. So, I mean, and Austin's made no secrets about it. He wants to wrestle CM Punk. So what do? I mean, CM Punk knows this and hears maybe Austin say this, on Entertainment Tonight or on Raw or SmackDown or some big channel, you know what I mean? And he says, I want to wrestle CM Punk in my last match ever in Texas next year at WrestleMania. And if they did have that match, Stone Cold versus CM Punk at WrestleMania, that would have to be. I don't care if it's Lesnar and Batista for the title. You got to put Punk and Austin last. I mean, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Besides Hogan, the greatest WWE superstar of all time. Maybe, in some people's opinion, not mine. I think Hogan, even though I don't like Hogan like that, is the greatest WWE superstar of all time. But Stone Cold right behind him and The Rock. And then there was a rumor, Austin against Hogan. But how's Hogan going to wrestle with that messed up back? And by the way, a funny thing. If you saw WrestleMania, DX ran to the ring. Even though Billy Gunn's 50 years old, he ran to the ring. The Road Dogg is like 48, 49. He ran to the ring. Of course, Chyna wasn't there. She probably could have ran too, but we know she wasn't going to be there. X-Pac ran to the ring. Shawn Michaels ran to the ring. DX came to the ring like this. Kevin Nash was like this. Click, click, click. Scott Hall, I love them all, the click. Scott Hall was just like this, holding his pacemakers, and Hogan was like... Hogan looked the best out of all of them. I mean, I love Kevin Scott. They're two of my favorite wrestlers ever. I mean, Scott Hall's right up there with HBK and Macho Man with me. But Hogan looked the best out of all of them. I mean, you could really tell why back then you could say WCW was for the older guys and WWE was for the younger guys. Raw coming on soon in about an hour, live from Austin, Texas. What are we going to see tonight? I don't know. But subscribe to Joey G. I'm branching out. Remember, there's going to be a lot of different shows on here about a lot of different stuff. Organized crime, politics, everything. This is Joey G. I'm out. Peace.